So you're thinking of moving to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and you're wondering exactly how much does it cost to live here? Is it really as affordable as it looks? Well, I'm going to show you all of the costs that you will see living here in Pittsburgh, including the hidden ones. From taxes and housing to transportation and groceries, all the way to daycare, I'm going to tell you it all. And we're going after it right now. Hey guys, it's Riley Madden with eXp Realty right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. If this is your first time to this channel and you want to learn everything about working, eating, sleeping, living, playing, all right here in Pittsburgh, start by tapping that subscribe button and click that little bell so you're notified every time we come out with a new video. We get calls, texts, emails all of the time from people moving and relocating to Pittsburgh, and we absolutely love it. If you are even thinking of making a move to the area, make sure you start by giving us a call, shooting us a text, sending us an email, DMing us on social media, however you want to get a hold of us. We've got your back when making a move to Pittsburgh. Alright, so I'm just going to run through all of the major costs you're going to see living here in Pittsburgh, and we're going to start with our housing. So Pittsburgh home prices were up 5% in 2020 compared to last year already. So that's going to put us at a median home price of around $215,000, which is still pretty affordable compared to other major cities, such as Portland, Oregon, with a median home price sitting around $617,000, and Seattle around $828,000. As you can tell, that is a huge difference. Pittsburgh is known for our affordable housing and our investor-friendly market. We have one of the least competitive real estate markets in the nation, which you rarely see in larger cities, which is one of the main reasons why we were recently rated the #1 city to relocate to. To compare us against the national average, our country's median home value is around $408,000 according to CNBC. We are well below the national average when it comes to owning a home, making it an awesome place for first-time home buyers, investors, or if you're just looking for more space for less money. As of December 2021, the median one-bedroom rental in the city is going to be around $1,200, which is actually a 14% jump from 2020. An average 3-bedroom rental runs about $1,400 a month, but there are a decent amount of rentals between, say, $700 and $1,000, especially outside of the city limits. Since there are several colleges here, you are going to see many rentals available and some that are more affordable than others. Now, according to Rent Cafe, about 42% of our properties here are owner-occupied, while our properties that are renter-occupied are 57%. So we are a renter-dominant city, but not by much. The median national average rent price is going to be around $1,688 for a 1-bedroom rental and $1,985 for a 2-bedroom rental, and that's going to be according to rent.com. So we're also pretty affordable on that rental side, especially if you're outside of our city limits. We have many normal properties that are being rented out, and then we do have many apartment buildings, condos, and lofts that offer luxury amenities and are in very great locations. So for your mortgage payment, say you put around 10 to 20% down, you're looking at a monthly mortgage payment of around $1,200 to $1,500, and that's going to be on a 30-year fixed. But one thing you do want to keep in mind is our real estate taxes. Here we have a transfer tax of 2%, but 5% if you live in the city. This is split between the buyer and seller at closing, but it's definitely a cost that you're gonna wanna be aware of, especially if you're planning to flip homes or get into the real estate market here, because that's just going to up your closing costs, and you do wanna factor that in. My dad and my whole family have been flipping homes here in Pittsburgh my whole life, and I always heard them talk about that transfer tax, because they will be buying the house and then selling it again, and if it is inside those city limits, you're going to end up paying the full 5%. We also do have a pretty high city wage tax, and that's going to change as this video grows old, so you could do a simple quick search, Pittsburgh city wage tax, and you'll be able to find that right out. Now, our property tax here in Pittsburgh is a higher rate than the national average. So ours here in PA sits around 1.58%, while the national average is around 1.08%. And that's going to be according to HR Block. Moving on to our salary. According to Pay Scale, the average annual salary for average jobs here in Pittsburgh is around $67,000 a year. This obviously varies widely between industry and other factors such as level and years of experience. Some of our most popular employers are going to be PNC, Highmark, UPMC, Bank of New York Mellon Corporation, or BNY, Carnegie Mellon University and University of Pittsburgh, PPG, and Westinghouse. We were actually ranked the #1 city for jobs by Glassdoor. We honestly do have a very strong job market here, with our leading industries being in healthcare, tech, advanced manufacturing, financial and business services, and energy. Now, our average annual salary of $67,000 is higher than the national average. The national average comes in at $53,500. For a 15 square foot apartment, our monthly utilities, including electricity, heating and cooling, water, and sewage, is around $214.39 a month, which is right around the national average. Now, our internet with unlimited data and cable sits around $73 a month. For a single family home with about 2 to 3 people, you do see an average of around $500 in utilities a month, but mainly the higher cost of utilities is due to our temperatures here. So we do have really cold winters and pretty hot summers. Overall, our utilities aren't that bad. With the national average sitting at 100, we're at 102.3. So we are right there with the national average on monthly utility expenses. Moving on to our transportation costs. If you're getting around by car, our gas prices can be kind of expensive. And that's going to be due to the higher taxes on our gas, with the average tax on our gas being around 60 cents, which is pretty high compared to other areas. Our average gas price sits around $3.51 a gallon, with the national average being around $3.29 a gallon, so we are above the national average when it comes to gas. Places with the cheapest gas here, we usually go to Costco or Sam's Club, and you will see Circle K, which is just a convenient gas station nearby in some areas. And sometimes if you are in the suburbs, we do have kind of cheaper gas there. Compared to the national average being at 100, we are at 105.5 for gas. Now, if you're taking advantage of our public transportation, a one-way bus ride is going to be $2.75 with cash, and then $2.50 with our Connect card. And a monthly pass is going to bring you at $97.50. Children up to the age 5 do ride free with an adult. Now, these prices are also going to be the same for our light rail system. Unfortunately, our light rail system only services a minimal amount of areas, including some areas in the south of Pittsburgh and then some areas within our city limits. But it is an awesome option if you live near our light rail system, and a good way to get around, especially if you're in that south area. You could just shoot right to downtown. And then we also have our 2 inclines, the Duquesne and Monongahela incline, sitting right on the top of Mount Washington. They are both $2.50 for a one-way trip, and the Duquesne incline is $3.50 for a round trip, while the Monongahela is $5 for a round trip. Those are convenient options if you are close to Mount Washington and you want that convenient access to downtown and Station Square. We also have our Healthy Ride bike share station, which we have 175 locations, and roughly 20 of them are downtown Pittsburgh. Bike rides do start at $2 for 30 minutes, and then you do get an unlimited amount of free 15-minute rides with your Connect card. So our Connect cards are basically just reusable plastic smart cards that just allow you to tap your card on the fare box whenever you ride. You could get them at Port Authority's downtown service and also at Giant Eagle and then other select retailers. And they can be used for our T station and our bus. So we also have a passenger rail here. So we have two routes, which is the Pennsylvania and then the Capital Limit. And these both service the Pittsburgh area at downtown's Amtrak station. Now these are going to offer you connections to national locations such as Chicago, New York City, Washington, D.C., Harrisburg, and Philadelphia. You could actually go right on the Amtrak website to find out how much your trip would be depending on location and dates you are going. Within downtown, Port Authority actually offers a free fare T-zone. This zone includes our First Avenue station, Still Plaza, our Wood Street station, our Northside station, and our Allegheny station. So that is a great free option for getting around downtown Pittsburgh. We also have our Uber, Lyft, and Zipcar here. Now prices obviously vary depending on where you are going and what time of day it is. And I will tell you right now that those prices will shoot up, especially on the weekend nights whenever everybody is going out. So if you're going out and Ubering on the weekends, you'll most likely be good on your way there. But when everyone is leaving those bars and those hangouts at the end of the night, you might end up seeing the prices shoot up to unexpected prices. And then lastly, for transportation, we do have electric scooters and then Scoobies. So Scoobies are on-demand electric mopeds that you could actually rent right through the app. Renting a Scooby costs $2 to unlock and then about 36 cents a minute and 18 cents per minute if the ride is paused. These are actually pretty efficient options for getting around. They are road friendly. They go up to 30 miles an hour and there are several of them located all throughout Pittsburgh. So what you do, you just jump right on the app and then you'll be able to find a Scooby nearby that's available. You go to that Scooby, unlock the app, they give you a helmet, you pop that on, and then you're good to go. And then we do have the orange electric scooters. I'm sure you've seen them if you're coming from a different city. And then it's $1 to start a trip and then 39 cents a minute. Overall, our neighborhoods are pretty walkable, especially to your amenities and your daily needs like your groceries. So walking is always a great option here in Pittsburgh and it's free. Speaking of groceries, let's get into the cost of our groceries here. So our groceries were right along the lines of the national average again. So the national average being at 100, we are at 101. I'll just run through kind of my recent grocery receipt with some popular items that you could see a lot of people getting. So eggs, an 18 pack of Eggland's Best is around $2.99. Then you have orange juice, $3.99. Bananas, 47 cents a pound. Aluminum foil, it was around $2.45. Almond and oat milk around $3. Mid-grade bottle of wine around $14.50. So as you could see, we're right around the national average. We do have plenty of grocery stores and grocery options here in Pittsburgh and our suburban areas. Where the great deals are obviously going to be your Costco and Sam's Club. We have a ton of those here and a ton of locations throughout our suburbs. And then we also have places like Aldi's, and then you have Shop and Save, which you could honestly find really great deals and a variety of different great items there. And then Walmart is always pretty reasonable as well. Our most expensive stores that we tend to have are Giant Eagle. That could get a little bit pricey, but a pro to Giant Eagle is their reward system. So you do get an Advantage card and you get Advantage points, which you could actually use for fuel perks as well. Every time you put that in whenever you get gas or whenever you complete a grocery purchase. And then some other popular grocery names here are going to be your Whole Foods and your Trader Joe's. Now, if you are looking to eat out, the average cost of a meal for an inexpensive restaurant is going to be around $14.50, while a meal for two at a mid-range restaurant could range about $55. A cappuccino here is going to be around $3.92. We do have a ton of local coffee shops here that give you better options and cheaper prices than like Starbucks and Dunkin'. A 12-ounce bottle of imported beer out is going to be around $6. Domestic beer around $3.50. And then a nice cocktail around $11 on average. We also do have a good amount of fine dining spots that obviously are going to be a more expensive meal, but totally worth it. We have a ton of local restaurants here as well. We are a big foodie city, so a ton of food options no matter what neighborhood you're in. A lot of these local restaurants do some happy hour deals, so you'll see deals going on in different spots constantly. Since we are a college town, we do have less expensive options for some meal places and some pizza places. You'll see that like down in Oakland and in different parts of the city. So it's always easy to find an affordable place to eat, especially with Permanis and our bar food spots. Now, moving on, if you are bringing the kids with you and you're looking into daycare options, you're going to want to know the prices. Average price for daycare here in Pittsburgh is going to be around $45 a day. Now, obviously, this is going to vary widely, but I've known some people outside of this city and outside of Allegheny County that have options for around $30 to $35 a day. Sometimes you can see it go up to $50 a day, especially in the city, and then the places that obviously offer more and have better ratings. Generally, parents do see a charge of around $1,000 to $1,300 a month for your full day infant care. And then that's going to be 5 days a week. But this is going to be dependent on the age of your child, whether you're doing a full or a half day, and then the location you do choose. And then if you do decide one day to send them off to private school, our average tuition cost is around $11,400. Which is actually lower than our state's average tuition cost of $11,841. We have many top-rated private schools here in Pittsburgh and our suburban areas. Healthcare, we are actually widely known for our healthcare with UPMC and Allegheny Health Network. Now, our costs are more affordable than the national average, with the national average sitting at a scale of 100. Here in Pittsburgh, we're at 87.5. So that is a good difference. We have many affordable options as well as some of the top healthcare in the nation. So that's honestly a win-win situation. And our overall cost of living is well below the national average as well. So overall national average sitting at 100, we are at 87.5 again for just the cost of living in general. So that gives you a great general idea of how the costs compared to the national average. We have tons of people leaving these larger cities and coming over here to Pittsburgh because of our affordable living, our opportunities here, so much to do. There are so many reasons to take advantage of the great cost of living here in Pittsburgh. So if you're looking to take advantage of that and looking to make a move here, make sure you start by giving us a call, shooting us a text, sending us an email, DMing us on social media, however you want to get a hold of us. We've got your back when making a move to Pittsburgh. You could start discovering more about our beautiful city, our different neighborhoods, and everything you need to know by simply watching these next videos. And we'll